Okay, so we're joined with Hannah Pudner, the Deputy Leader of the Wales Green Party, and she is a candidate for the Cardiff West constituency.
That's right. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So our first question is, why would you say politics is important to teenagers in particular?
Well, politics is everything around us. It's how we organise ourselves, our society, our work, our culture, what we do for leisure. And if you're interested in any of that, then you should be interested in politics. And for young people, it's about future, it's about opportunities, and it's about creating the world you want to see. Nothing's inevitable. If you don't like the world the way the world is, you can change it. You can change it by getting interested in politics.
What can your party do for young people who are looking to go into further education?
Well, it's a really, really big issue. Further education has been devastated by huge cuts over the last few years. Huge cuts that I think if we'd seen in the university sector in particular, it would have been front page news, there would have been a public outcry. But there wasn't with the FE cuts, and I think that's disgusting. So the Wales Green Party wants to reinstate the cuts, to reinstate opportunities for young people, whether that be vocational learning, work-based learning, or further education to move on to university learning. We just want to create more opportunities, and FE and college is a huge part of that.
Thank you. Welsh Labour is holding the Cardiff West constituency currently and has done so since the Assembly was formed in 1999. What do you bring to the table that will end this?
We have had the National Assembly for Wales since 1999. We have had a Labour government since 1999. There is no other country in Europe that has had a consistent government for so long. And I don't think that's a healthy state of affairs. We need to have a vibrant democracy where we don't have an inevitable one party in government. So the Wales Green Party, we want to shake up the Senedd, we want to do politics differently, we want to show people that there's a new way, alternative way of doing things that puts the people first, not profit and not nepotism.
How will the results of this year's EU referendum affect teenagers living in Wales?
Well, the Wales Green Party and myself personally are very pro staying in Europe. We think that's where the Britain and Wales belongs. There are many benefits that come from membership in Europe. For instance, global climate change, pollution, big issues, the immigrants coming from Syria. These issues don't stop at borders. We need international cooperation to be dealing with these issues. So let's be part of Europe, let's be part of the solution. But let's make Europe better, let's reform it from the inside, because it's not going to reform itself if we're not in it.
So we've read that you feel that fairness, transparency and compassion are lacking in politics. How do you feel these values can be implemented into politics?
I think it's about the values that you govern yourself with, and how you choose to make the decisions you make and why you make them. Now, there's some very difficult decisions that have to be made in politics. It's not an easy thing when you have a limited pot of money and lots of priorities. So it's about how you prioritise things. Are you going to put big business first? Or if you do prioritise big business, are you going to put stipulations on how they act? So is it okay that we are closing rural schools, or that we are allowing big supermarkets to come in and close down big high streets? Are those things that we're actually okay with? Well, I'd say not. We want a world and a Wales and a politics that puts the people at the centre, and then everything else falls from that. Not profit, not big business.
We've also seen that you work with university students and are connected to young people. How do you feel you relate your work as an assistant director at the Open University of Wales to your politics?
I think it just reflects who I am. I work for the Open University now, and I'm very, very proud to work for such a great organisation. The core of that organisation is about taking education to people who perhaps missed out first time round. Before I worked for the Open University, I worked for the National Union of Students, and I was there for 8 years. And that was about empowering young people to get involved in politics and to get involved in the world around them. And so I think getting involved with the Wales Green Party is just a natural extension of that. I think that the choices I make professionally, the choices I make personally, and the choices that I make in my political life actually just stem from who I am. And that's going back to the last question about compassion and transparency and fairness. Because those are values that I hold dear sincerely in my core, then they reflect in the decisions that I make in all parts of my life.
Thank you very much for
Thank you very much for having me.
This is the Bishop of Landa School Report.